Yes, miss.
Okay. We continue what we were reading. Unit 3, Chapter 10. The land of opportunities is the land of opportunists. Why I keep mistaken in the pronunciating it. Anyway, okay. We stopped here, girls. We said that, the Great Depression. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Judy. You are reading. Mary Muhammad, can you read?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
The wealthy few at the top were able to ride out the economic hard times, but for most Americans, life was a struggle, and they were willing to take any opportunity that came along. With so many unemployed people vying, yes, with so many unemployed people vying for only a few jobs, opportunists soon realized that they could take advantage of the situation and force workers to compete for lower and lower wages. To combat this trend, the labor movement won new support from the government, with laws allowing for collective bargaining.
Yes, so people who travel there to America and trying to get wealthy find out that the economics are getting harder, our economics passing hard times. Okay, and for most Americans, life was a struggle, and they can take nothing out of United States. So they try to take more opportunities, to search everywhere, but their life was getting harder. They couldn't get enough jobs. Okay, opportunists soon realized that they could take advantage of the situation. Here they came. You want to work? Come and work at me for cheap dollars, for $2. Okay, so they started to give very low salaries. So they took advantage of others. They took advantage of other bad situations for bad financial situation. Okay, so the labor movement is the workers. One new support from the government with laws allowing for collective bargaining. What does it mean? It means that the government started to what is good, to search for what is good for the worker. How can we help laborers? Continue. Mariam, in this unit, you will explore.
In this unit, you will explore readings that deal with the idea of opportunity versus opportunism. You will read about migrants during the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl and their struggle to find opportunity in the time of economic hardship. You will also read about the government's effort to soften the effect of the Great Depression by providing better chances for workers. As you read, consider the differences between opportunity seekers and opportunists, and how the United States negotiates those differences to protect the ideals of the American dream.
Yes, which we would be discussed in the following excerpts. Okay, we will take the first excerpt. The first excerpt is the Grapes of Wrath, but we will not take it today. We'll just take the making connection. Okay, we close this one. I share with you the new one. Here. Using author's craft to identify theme. This is in the making connection for the new excerpt. Okay. Using author's craft to identify theme. What is the theme? As we said, the theme could be is the land of opportunity, the land of opportunists, or scientific innovation has a bad side. This is a theme, what the author wants to say, the message of the author. So how can the author's craft is his way identify the theme? How can he delivers the theme? He can use allusion, and we read before what is allusion. Allusion is a reference to a literary work. Allusion is what, girls?
A reference.
Reference. Really work.
So if I say about someone that he is Ibn Battuta, so I know that he travels a lot. If I say about my fiance, if a girl talks about her, she included an allusion to Romeo when she described her boyfriend in her personal narrative. He is a Romeo. So when she says about someone he is a Romeo, she is referring to which story, which play?
Miss
Romeo
مثل
and Juliet.
even also when we say she has a smile of the Mona Lisa.
Yes, it is a reference for the Mona Lisa, which is also it's an art.
Yeah, allusion.
Okay. So allusion is when she says he's a Romeo, we refer to Romeo and Juliet. Okay, why shouldn't I compare thee to Cleopatra, the beauty, the charm, the wit here? This is a sentence of a poem, a line of a poem. Compare her to Cleopatra. So you should know who is Cleopatra. Cleopatra was the prettiest ancient Egyptian pharaoh. So here it's a reference to another literary work, allusion. Again, what we are studying how the author's clever, smart ways, craft to deliver the theme, because this same theme can be delivered into many ways. Okay? Then I have ascendant. Ascendant. What is ascendant tone? Ascendant tone is a stylistic device characterized by the omission of conjunction between parts of a sentence. When I say I came, I played, and I won. In ascendant, I do what I omit and. So I say I came, I played, I won. So I omitted and. It's called what? Ascendaton. What is ascendaton? Is to remove conjunction. I could have gone to where? I didn't. He didn't add comma, but remove the conjunction. Why would he remove the conjunction? Huh? To make you be like, to grab your attention. I came, I saw, I rocked it. Ascend it on is to do omit or the process of omission, the conjunction between the parts of a sentence. Okay? With me? Ascend it on.
Yes.
Okay. So we took allusion, ascend it on. Then we take what we have taken many times before, first person point of view. When I tell the story of my point of view, it is what? First person point of view. So I use I, we, me, mine. When it's told from the third person point of view, I say he, she, it. And in the third person point of view, I have limited and omniscient. Limited when the author knows about one character in the story, omniscient when he knows everything about all the characters. Again, first person point of view. First person point of view. Sham, are you here? Sham?
Yes.
Yes, Sham. What is a first person point of view? When the narrator uses the first person point of view, he uses which pronouns?
I.
Yes, I, me. It tells you that the story happened to whom?
The narrator.
Yes, the story happened to the narrator himself. What, Hisham, if it's told from the third person point of view? Third person point of view. The story is told from which point of view? Yani which pronouns would he use?
He, she, they.
Yes. He talks about others. He talks about others. So what? What? When the narrator Yawad talks about others, he have two ways. Awad, are you here? Lean? Lean Matter?
Miss, can I answer?
Yes, please. Who?
Nancy.
Nancy, ha. Third person point of view. What? Thank you, Sham. Nancy?
Um, it's when someone outside the story talks, they can be omniscient or limited.
Omniscient or limited, yes. Omniscient when he knows everything about all the characters. Limited when he knows about who only?
Like a few characters.
Yes, one character, yes. Then we have rhetorical technique. Remember the rhetorical devices, ethos, pathos, and logos. Remember them? It is a way to persuade others to change their mind, convince the audience to join his movement. So, an author's craft, an author's way to identify the theme. I use allusion, I use ascended tone. Which point of view, first or third? He uses rhetorical techniques. Okay. So we go to page 200. We finished now what we took now, the academic vocabulary, which is written in the blue box. Now we go to the empty box or the empty table in page 200, on page 200. Are you here with me, girls? Because this is important.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Those girls who prefer to read a book or a novel, what happens when you read a novel and then you watch it? How? Let's see. Here on page 200, it says to you, how is reading a book different from watching a play or a movie? Share your answers with a partner. Who can tell me, guys? Who can tell me what is different between watching a movie and reading a novel?
Miss, can I answer?
Who? Noor?
Noor.
Yes, Noor,
Yes.
please.
Miss, when you read a novel, they tell you more about the character. They makes you feel their feelings. But when you watch a movie, first of all, they take a lot of points, like they don't mention them. And sometimes it's important. And second of all, they don't talk a lot about the characters or show you their emotions.
Yes. In a novel, what else? What else do you like
Miss,
in reading?
I think, Miss, in a novel or reading a book, we start to imagine things, and as she said, that there's a lot of information, so you start to imagine
Yes,
everything.
you use your own imagination to imagine the
Yes.
characters. You're free to use your imagination. Yes.
Yes, but in a
In the
movie,
movie,
you see the emotions, their faces. They don't speak a lot about them. They don't describe them a lot, but you can see them and you can understand their emotions. But by seeing their faces, their movements, like that.
yes.
No, teacher.
Uh-huh,
Teacher, I
yeah.
actually feel like it's the opposite. Yani, if you read a book, you actually feel the character's emotions more
You
than you watch
imagine
it. Because,
because you leave your
yes, لا, because يعني you live through
imagine.
it. Yani, you
Yeah,
literally read what they feel.
yeah.
مش بس watch.
In a movie, you are only a receiver. You receive the director's vision. In a novel, you are the director. You build your own character. You build your own emotion. You build it. That's the wonderful thing about reading novels, that you live. I can say read the same novel that you read, but I have a different attitude toward it, different than yours. Why? Because I have a special imagination. You have a special imagination. Each one has his unique special imagination. Right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
But what other things are different, girls, in reading a novel or watching a movie? Or they say there is something called a script. Script. Let's here in this empty table. He wrote for you 4 definitions, and then he wants you to tell him. I wrote for you the definition, then you will tell me what does it add to drama or a play. So the script. Script is the written text. It is written of a play, film, or a broadcast. Script. In a novel, girls, it's written like this. A script in novels, this is how it's written in novel. Yani, this is how. The man in black was silent for a long time. Then he looked up. I do not know. In a play, Men in Black threw me the rope. Cut 2. Inigo. Between 2 parentheses. He dashes to the giant rock to the rope was originally tied to. Now with a small coil of rope hurries back to the edge. And what is that? This is what he acts. So here, if I read a novel, this is what I read. But here, if I read a script that I will go and act, this is how I read it. This is the script in a movie. So Man in Black, the man who wears black would have said thank you, but he would say thank you while he pulls his sword. Pulling his sword, thank you. So, so the actors in the movie, they do not make the actions out of their minds. No, 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 no. From the director and the author. These are comments of directors and authors for the characters to act this way. You have to give them an angry face. It was not the decision of the actor or actress. It is the decision of the author and director. You understand the difference?
Yes.
So script, as we said, so script, what is it? Is this, you write it, please. It's a written text of play, film, or broadcast. The second question,
Miss, you will upload
yes,
the
I will
presentation,
upload it,
right,
yes,
with the answers.
Yeah. What does it add to a drama or play? Who can tell me what does the script add to a drama or add to a play?
It adds structure.
Yeah, structure. It adds, again,
Structure.
What structure?
It
Comments.
makes it. Yeah.
Explain it more.
That's drama too.
Yeah. Okay. Then we go to dialogue, monologue, and asides. We start with the dialogue. Dialogue is a conversation between two or more people as a feature in a book or play or film. It's a dialogue. A dialogue in a novel is what two say to each other. A dialogue in a play is what two say to each other, like here. A dialogue, they have a dialogue. So, what is this? What is the definition of a dialogue? A conversation between two or more people as a feature of a book, play, or film. What does it add to a drama or a play? What is the rule of a dialogue in a drama or play, girls? Please answer me.
It builds the character.
Builds the character and what else? Yeah.
It helps the reader to understand, or like the person watching it to understand more.
Yes. The dialogue is the plot, the conversation, right? So it is the most important, as we can say, the most important element in the play or a drama or, okay? So what does it add to drama or play?
Builds the plot.
Yes, intensifies the plot, or it declares the plot, shows the characterizations of the characters, right? Because we can tell that this person is selfish from his talking and his actions. This is a dialogue. What is a monologue? Here, before we move on, this is how a dialogue written in a novel. Was that the voice was dry and tired? Message I said, for who? Thompson, second floor, back. This one, this replies. Merry Christmas, I said. Oh yeah, he is. What? In who? Who are you asking for? Thompson. That's who. This is a dialogue in a novel. A dialogue in a play. Abby would say, what, isn't the state unemployment rate? Monica, it is. I thought that's what it was based on, but no. Abby, so this is how it's written in a play or a movie. Are you with me?
Yes.
Other
Yes.
girls, are you with me? Only Huda, Nancy, only you with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we're here.
Then the monologue. Monologue is a long speech by one actor in a play or a film as a part of theatrical or broadcast program. When he stands, there are characters, and he says a monologue to in front of them. Other characters are aware of what he says. This is a monologue. We are still in the second line: dialogue, monologue, and asides. The monologue is this. It's basically in theater and broadcast programs, you know, like talk shows and not talk shows, stand-up comedies and this. Then asides. Aside is a dramatic device in which a character speaks to the audience. He talks directly to the audience. Yani his words are to the audience, not like here he may be talking to himself, maybe talking to his friend, maybe talking to a dream, maybe talking to God. Here he talks to the audience. By convention, the audience is to realize that the character's speech is unheard by the other characters on stage. Maybe he talks to the audience and it's supposed to be that other characters do not hear what he says. Maybe addressed to be audience expressly or present in unspoken thought. And he wants to tell them a thought that other characters in the story doesn't know. So this is dialogue, monologue, and asides. What do they do in a drama? They declare the plot. They clarify the characterization. They intensify the events. Then we move to stage direction. Grade 11, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
Stage direction. What is a stage direction? Charlie has appeared in the doorway. He is a large man, slow of speech. I cannot see it well, I'm sorry. Laconic, immovable. And all he says, despite what he says, there is pity. And now he has a robe over pajama. Here the character description. So if I am a director and I want to act this, the author said that he is a large man, so I have to search for a large man to do this part. He has a robe over pajama, slippers on his feet. He enters the kitchen. So this is the setting. So the setting should be a kitchen. Okay, Charlie, everything all right? Happy? Yeah, Charlie, everything is. This is a dialogue. Willie, Philly, Happy, all of these are character names. Okay, can't we do something? Yeah, walls, you sneeze in here, and in my house, hats blow off. Okay, Happy, let's go to bed, Dad. Come on. Charlie signals to Happy to go. What is it? Charlie signals to Happy to go. He waves to her. This, the actor is supposed to do this with his hand. In a novel, okay, you can see it written like this. But here, if you want to make it a play, you should follow this direction on a stage. So when the actor and actress are on the stage, they have to follow this instruction. So stage direction is an instruction written in the script of a play that gives direction to the actors or information about the scenery when the author of a play leaves a note in a script telling the actor to read the line with a sarcastic tone. This note is an example of stage direction. So what is a stage direction? So enters John, stands in front of his mother. He asks her to prepare his food. So I have to imagine what the scene should be. What the mother is in the kitchen, the boy enters, he stands in front of her, he asks her for food. These instructions are given to the actor by the author. Understand, girls? That's why the director has a very important role in directing movies, because he says where the camera goes, how even how he turns his face like this, it's from the director, not from the actor himself. The actor is a tool. Make like this, you bend, you stand, you do what is written for you, stage direction. So stage direction is a structure written in the script of a play that gives direction to audience, to actors. What does it add to the drama? What does it add? What is the importance of stage direction? We said it.
Makes it more organized.
Yes, it gives direction. It gives the direction, so it will be organized, flawless. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is stage direction.
Yes.
Then we move to set and staging. Staging is the process of selecting, designing, adapting to, or modifying the performance space for a play or film. So, I am a director. This is the camera. You stand here. He stand there. So I moved like this. The camera, I find the space behind you, and then the library comes in this way, and then the coffee shop comes this. Yani, how to take the shot, how to take the scene. In order to take this scene, in order to take this shot, you should follow staging. If you watch a play, if they are standing in their positions, they cannot just walk right and left as they want, especially if they are recording it. They have to stay in the same position. Why? So the camera follows it. So these instructions of where to stand in front of the audience, or if you finish your line, in plays, if someone finishes his line, he in some way, not going back, not retreating back directly, no, in some way he just takes steps to a side or back, leaving a space to other one to come on the stage and an audience to focus on him. You understand, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
So you leave 1 meter on the right, you leave 2 meters on the left. This is how you stand. Set and staging. So set and staging. What is the importance of set and staging?
So that we can know how the actors can know how they can move.
Yes, to modify the performance space for a play or film here. To modify the performance space for a play or a film. You understand, girls?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I want to see who's here before we continue. You are 24 only? Okay. Where is Tia? 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 Serena?
Teacher, Serena mic is not working.
She was talking at the beginning of the period.
I don't know, she's telling me now that it's not opening. Maybe it will open after a few minutes.
Arwa?
Yes.
Yes, Arwa. So on page 201, please, Arwa, read it. $201, Arwa.
Just 1 minute.
Don't you have your book, Arwa?
Making connections. The spring is rich and green in California this
We have
year.
to know from where this is excerpt. Read the following
Read the
excerpts.
following excerpt from Starvation Under the Orange Trees, written by John Steinbeck and originally published in the Monetary Trader, April 15, 1938.
Yes. So it's an excerpt written. It's called Starvation Under the Orange Tree. I want you to focus, girls, while she reads, because you will analyze, not I. Okay, so here is the picture of the Starvation Under the Orange Tree. Continue, Arwa.
The spring is rich and green in California this year. In the fields, the wild grass is 10 inches high, and in the orchards and vineyards, the grass is deep and nearly ready to be plowed under to enrich the soil. Already the flowers are starting to bloom. Very shortly, one of the oil companies will be broadcasting the locations of the wildflower masses. It is a beautiful spring. There has been nowhere in California, no plague,
No
no,
plague. Plague
no plague,
is like a mosquito.
no bombing of open towns and roads, no shelling of cities. It is a beautiful year, and thousands of families are starving in California. If you buy a farm horse and only feed him when you work him, the horse will die. No one complains of the necessity of feeding the horse when he is not working. But we complain about feeding the men or women who work our lands. Is it possible that this state is so stupid, so vicious, and
Vicious.
so vicious and so greedy that it cannot feed and clothe the men and women who help to make in the richest area in the world? Must the hunger and become anger, and the anger freed before anything will be done?
Okay. So, girls, what message does this piece convey? Are there any connections to our current society? What techniques does the author use to make his point? Underline lines from the text that support your point of view. We will not discuss it now. We will discuss it next period, next literature period, which is tomorrow, I think, or after tomorrow. Okay, girls, so what's your job again? Your job is to read this excerpt again and answer the questions down. Underline the words and phrases that and clauses that support your point of view. And next period, we will discuss it together. Agree?
Agree.
Okay.
Okay. Yalla, go.
Okay, bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Miss.
Bye.
Bye.